Anyway, so yeah, this is Kristen's marketing plan presented by Maptum. Yulia, this is a logo that we're playing around with, haven't quite finalized, but this is where we've landed for now. I'll get into logo stuff later. Anyway, brought to you by Maptum. So the way the presentation is laid out, in the beginning, it's just who we've decided the company is now based on all the information that Kristen has given us. And then we're going to get into where it started and the evolution of where it ended, which is right here. So basically, HCS is an expert professional leadership development training. HCS, expert professional leadership development training solutions for leading corporations committed to diversity and value. We may change this down the line. You'll see why we're using this in a second. But Yulia, I want you to pay attention to some stuff here, as well as you, Kristen, because it was all about positioning. When you see, as we go through the sort of competitive analysis, when looking at, because there are lots of professional development companies, if Kristen wants to command the price point that she's looking for, as well as differentiate herself from her competitors, we needed to see what those differentiating factors were, what her competitive edge was. And it really is about this sort of expertise. So I wanted to make sure that it is included right up front. The only thing that I think is missing with this, and there are a bunch of taglines that are included in this presentation. So again, Kristen will be able to take it with her team and play around with it. But this is, the same kind of presentation that I would give to a CEO of any corporation. But this is where we've landed right now. So HCS, expert professional leadership development training solutions for leading corporations committed to diversity and value. So we have the word solutions in there because that's the benefit to them. We have the word expert, that's her differentiating factor. We are calling out our ideal audience by saying leading corporations, meaning corporations that are winning, corporations that are growing, corporations that are making money, because that's who we want to attract. We're not trying to attract startups that don't have any budget for her. And what we wanted to do is, because there are so many professional development companies out there, I did some research. Again, you'll see that in this presentation. And the hottest topics in HR right now are hybrid workforces, diversity, and data. So you'll see what her USP was before, but I made it more specific to what corporations are looking for. So this is basically like a dog whistle. It's a call, it's a silent call. It's going to attract the right audience. So HCS, expert professional leadership development training solutions for leading corporations committed to diversity and value. So the reason that we have the DV in there is because her website is HCSDV, which stood for Healthcare Solutions Delaware Valley, but now she's pivoting and wants to offer more than just healthcare clinics for corporations, but overall professional development training. So we work this in by, again, HCS helping companies succeed through diversity and value. So that's where the DV comes from. Kristen you'll see again later in this presentation, Kristen had suggested, and we do use it, you'll see, but she has suggested saying that it's the development of their vision. But I made a corporate executive decision to change that, because developing your vision is, I'm just quite frank, I'm just blah, right? It's boring, and it's not, there's no differentiation in there. Anybody can develop your vision, right? But if you're saying it's about diversity and value, it just calls out her audience. So this was her details before: corporate development and professional training and coaching. Again, there's nothing unique about that. There's no dog whistle, there's no differentiation, nothing. That's why we changed it. All right. So again, company details before. Healthcare Solutions Delaware Valley is a professional development training company providing professional development programs that are both fun and educational, with services and programs that keep people engaged while having fun at work. We provide corporate health and wellness solutions and recess and continuing education. So I hope you can see the difference in the description that I came up with compared to this one, because this one is very general, providing professional training development. Well, what kinds of courses? Everybody does this, right? So professional development programs that are both fun and educational. So that's really wonderful, from a business perspective, but corporation CEOs, their primary concern is not with the company having fun. They want to be profitable and sustainable in the future, which is why in the new version of it, I mentioned that it's about solutions and diversity and value, because companies care more about solutions, diversity, and value than fun and education. So this is why we changed this. Another USP that they had before was HCS, helping companies succeed through development and vision. Again, very nice, but I just corporatized it more, added a little bit more of that strategic sophistication to it. Because again, this is pretty general, and you have to be able to, when people talk about a USP, a unique selling proposition, it has to be truly unique. It has to be something that no other company can say. So if you have a description and you can put someone else's label on it, it is not unique enough. So their company details before was helping companies succeed through the development of vision. You can't see it well on my screen anyway. Our team creates professional development programs based on what the client wants to see in their employees. Doesn't every trading company do that, right? And we get an understanding of their vision for their employees and create programs around that. So nothing is wrong with this. This is very good and it's very sophisticated. All we did was bump it up. So in this one, she just says, our team creates professional development programs based on what the client wants to see in their employees. I am highlighting that they have an expert team because the prices that Kristen needs to command are high. Again, in the research, as you'll see in the presentation, training sessions run anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. So we priced her sort of midway, but a little bit more, as you'll see. So we have to keep reiterating it's expert, it's expert. When we did the discovery process, Kristen mentioned that a lot of her trainers actually have master's degrees and PhDs. And that was something that was very impressive to me. We need to focus more on as a differentiator. So their overall marketing goals to promote corporate leadership and development training, grow their digital presence, lead generation, attract leads, attract new customer segments, retain existing customers, develop brand loyalty, increase sales and profits. Let me make sure I'm recording this. I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, okay. Increasing branding and awareness, also to credentialize her and her team, and grow and expand the business through effective long-term digital marketing strategies, which is what Maptum aimed to achieve and I think did. So our commitments for our deliverables were website audit, a core analysis, which I will teach you about later, Yulia, but basically core stands for, this is Maptum's, again, I keep teaching you about differentiation and having a competitive advantage. So again, Maptum can't just be a marketing company because who cares, right? I have to say that we offer something, a unique approach that no one else in the market industry has. I've done that for Kristen. Again, you'll see that later on in the presentation. For Maptum, like lots of companies can do branding, but Maptum sort of hangs its hat on being able to find the differentiating factor in your business. So even though you have competition, you really don't have competition because nobody's DNA is exactly alike. So we basically uncover the DNA of a business's, beginnings and history by getting down to the core of who they are, right? So it always blows my mind when marketing companies say, oh yeah, I'm going to do your social media posting for you, but they never ask these questions, right? So anyway, in order to find out what Kristen's sort of differentiating factor was, we took her through Maptum's 4 core process technology, which is just asking questions around the core of who she is that gives us her sort of brand DNA and the emotion of her business. And once we capture the emotion, we're able to build all of the marketing upon that. So core stands for the catalytic moment. Like, what was it that made you decide to have a business? Like something happened. What was that moment? What was the catalytic moment? What was the creative moment? And then we look at, okay, so something happened. Then what was your original thought? You must have had a thought about it. What did you think? And then you thought something, and then you had the R, which is the reaction. You had a reaction to the event and your thought. and then you executed on it, because that is why a business is around today. So it's that whole sort of like from conception to birth process that again is completely unique to Maptum, and it's what helps. It's my competitive edge, which helps me brand companies in a way that no one else I've ever seen has done it. Anyway, so we did her website audit, we did the core analysis, did the market research, competitive research, constructed the brand, put together a social media strategy and a 1-year marketing plan. Okay, so this is just a lot of stuff we don't know. So one of the differentiating factors, as you'll see in a bit, is Kristen, let me get rid of this thing. Kristen was always talking about this very balanced approach. It wasn't just about the profits. It was very much also about the people. So it was about the professional development. It was about profits. It was about having fun. And it was also about health. And again, in my competitive research, didn't find any company that was focusing on these 4 things or able to bring these 4 things to their training, again, because she's like just a pharmacist with an MBA, a doctor of pharmacy. I don't know how you say it, Kristen.
That's fine. That's a pharmacist.
She was the only one that's able to bring it. Again, she can change this, but just like Maptum has our 4 core processing technology, what I want Kristen to be able to say is, yeah, we're the only training development that has the corporate quartet approach. And the reason I wanted to give it a label, like before I was going to call it the Kristen Motley approach, but that's her married name. And so we thought about the name, the MAP approach, but that's for something else. And you want to have an approach or a method because it makes it seem like it's different. Again, Kristen's in the medical field. So it's not just, this particular suture method. It's not just suturing up a wound. I'm using the McMaster suture method. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what's that method? It just makes it different. So with Kristen, I want people to be like, what is that approach? So again, she's differentiating herself in the market. So CSDV, helping companies succeed through developing and delivering your unique vision. Again, trying to work the D and the V in there. So what is that? It's a powerful training, professional leadership development approach to corporate training. So, all right. So the HCS Corporate Quartet training approach and method, that's going to create curiosity. She's going to be able to create content. It's going to be new. People will Google it. Nobody else is going to be able to talk about it because, again, it's that unique sort of differentiating factor. Those 4 things, like she has something called Recess, where she'll bring in a magician. So there's magic shows, but it's to help people in this new hybrid remote world still sort of connect, collaborate, and have fun. So I branded this for her, the HCS Corporate Quartet training approach and method, an exceptional training development process and delivery method that guarantees corporate results. We're not saying money there, just results, right? So it focuses on 4 critical areas. That's why it's called the quartet: corporate training solutions, corporate health and wellness, continuing education, and recess for adults. It also incorporates the 4 KPI areas of most businesses. So it looks at corporate health, corporate wellness, personal growth, and of course, profits for the corporations. Who they serve, again, after doing some research and seeing how much money she needs to make, it can't be a startup with 5 employees, right? So we needed to look for companies that are making money and growing that would be willing to and have the ability to invest in her services. So companies with over 250 employees, they invest in programs and professional development for their people already or are interested in doing so, wanting to serve growing sectors and industries, looking to reach out to human resources and DEI officers. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. People that are invested in and committed to a sustainable future. They appreciate data and diversity. They value people equally with profits. And we're looking at sectors in healthcare because that's her background. Education, government, and tech are just a couple because, again, in our research, these are the industries that are growing the quickest right now. They're most committed to DEI, which stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they struggle with it. So it's a perfect market to go after. Again, before Kristen coming to us, I don't know what the plan would have been, but it'll be just like, oh, I'm just going to market to everybody, right? Or I'm just going to say I'm a training company. The challenge with that is you're too broad. If you can niche down, people think, oh, she really gets us. You know, she really understands the jargon. She understands our unique sort of situation. So she can offer her services to anybody, but in terms of writing content, now she can just write content for 4 specific industries as opposed to just sort of generic content. So anyway, HCS, specializing in healthcare, energy and education, governments and nonprofits. Governments and nonprofits, Yulia, just because she's already had success and experience there, as well as technology, transportation, and finance. The challenges they solve: low morale, low productivity, unengaged workforces, disconnected workforces, poor job performance, illness, absenteeism, turnover, retention, leadership, diversity, health, and communication. All right, so now let's get into it. As I told you, Maptim's unique process is to uncover the unique DNA of a company's business based on their core creative catalytic moment, original thought, reaction, and execution. And so this is what we uncovered with this process with Kristen. So the discovery and research component involves the intake and looking at her marketing needs analysis, an in-depth website review, social media review, brand report, and a score and stuff like that. We're not going to get too much into it because it's in her folder and we've already covered that in previous weeks. We don't have to go through what didn't work or what she needs to do now. It's just more about what's happening moving forward. But high level, the intake and marketing needs analysis revealed that it's a corporate wellness development program. They offer solutions related to health and wellness, moving away from just healthcare services. HCS was standing for healthcare services or solutions. Now it is helping companies succeed. They want to be the service provider of choice, as well as have global, worldwide respect and recognition. So knowing that this is one of the things that Kristen wants and wanted, we have to highlight the expertise, the education, and we have to have a higher price point in order to sort of, be worthy of this global, worldwide respect and recognition. You cannot be having mediocre training at like bargain basement prices and be taken seriously in the marketplace. So the 4 things that Kristen again offers is Recess, that's virtual and on-site fun for employees. The MAP group provides the professional corporate leadership, health and wellness services like blood pressure, education, stuff like that, and then continuing education. These are some of the logos that we were playing around with. The history of the company is the business has grown mostly through word of mouth. The clients are always happy. They want others to experience the same transformation. They have been marketing through social media, press releases, website interviews, and emails, but wanted brand development, awareness, and promotion. In the future, wants to find the best way to market their offerings. They need tactical, strategic insights, which we've been able to provide through this presentation. Wants to provide and execute their brand, which we've also done. Develop a comprehensive marketing plan, which we've also done, and then to know what are the main marketing and advertising channels should be. Wins, measurable wins. Again, Yulia, remember in the course that I taught you guys, your wins have to be smart. They have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time-bound. So we will know that this is successful if HCS has grown and expanded, gets more attention, they have more people in the program, they want to focus on the BIPOC community, get sales and revenues, hopefully some funding and promotion and subsidies, get some vendor service opportunities and government sponsorships. So these are the measurable wins. Asset evaluation, like I said, this is already in her folder, so we don't need to talk about the website and stuff like that. Okay, let's go here. All right, so now we're going to get into the results of her core analysis and how that informed everything else in the entire brand, as well as the strategy. This is supposed to be, oh, there we go. I'm like, I know I put some pretty dynamics in here. I'm like, where's my video? Anyway. Okay, a core analysis, taking a closer look at who you are. Okay, so let's get to the core of who you are. In today's competitive marketplace, it's more critical than ever that your brand stand out, so you have a clear message of your solution or offering. that can be conveyed and caught by your target market with complete emotional resonance and understanding in 7 seconds or less. Just like a picture can say 1,000 words, your brand and emotion should do the same. So again, in the beginning, expert professional development for leading corporations, right, that are looking for solutions. That's, why that is in the tagline of who she is. Anyway, so when we did all of this, the core of Kristen's business is about caring. Again, first it started off in the health field. She was in pharmacy, got into some like social program and found people weren't able to afford medication. She was able to set up a program to help people get their medication at a lower cost. That whole process, was quite a lot of work that people didn't want to do themselves. So she was doing it and charge, and lo and behold, it turned into a business that grew from health to sort of corporate training. But at the core of her business, based on that experience with the internship or the professor or whatever, is about caring about people. Kristen really cared that people couldn't afford it. Kristen really cared that people had to choose between rent or medicine, and that was just crazy. So the core, the emotion behind everything in her brand is about caring and the betterment of people. HCS believes all people should have access to healthcare. Proper education can lead to the empowerment and prosperity. Better people make better companies, better lives. It's not just about profit and the bottom line, it's about better people. When you feel better, you work better, helping people live better lives. For HCS, better people, better workplaces, better profits. That's sort of the emotion of her business. So the core pillars, like the emotion of their brand, if you think about Starbucks or the Bank of Montreal or McDonald's or Harley Davidson, somehow these brands have an emotion, they have a feeling, and it's because of this sophisticated level sort of corporate branding. Again, this is not stuff you even learn in corporations. This is stuff that, I learned in my master's degree, which is why I tell people, having the education, the experience, the exposure, and the expertise, it really does matter, which is why a lot of other marketing companies don't go as deep. And so their people don't get real results. They may have posts, but they're not making money. The goal here is to make money, just like in a corporation. We have to make money. Everything we do, there's a dollar attached to it and it has to be accounted for. So the emotion of this brand is fun and friendly. It's not just a serious corporate training, blue and hard and cold. No, it's fun and friendly. Learning can be fun, right? Knowledgeable leadership, that position of leadership and education, achievement and accomplishment. It's not just about fun and foolishness. Like, they get results. They're professional and they are results and service oriented. So these are the pillars of her brand: fun and friendly, knowledgeable leadership, achievement and accomplishment, results and service oriented. Supporting pillars would be excellence and integrity. So again, the reason this is important is because it informs the music you choose, it informs the images you use, it informs the words that you use, it informs your brochures, everything, right? So you have to know what these pillars are, you have to know what the emotions are, and then you build your marketing campaign around that. So her supporting pillars around excellence and integrity and the way they carry themselves and the way they deliver their programs. And their supporting theme is about helping people live better lives. So now let's take a look at their core brand emotions, right? We've picked 4 colors for her. So the brand emotions would be warm, helpful, friendly, fun, laid back, and professional, right? So these are the images that would be okay to use in her social media that she can give her team. They won't be lost. Well, I don't know what kind of images to use, or use a lot of stock photo images that look fake and cold. So again, this guide is to help them be strategic in their marketing, their website, like the colors with Canva, graphic design, video, everything has to infuse this stuff in it. So her brand colors are orange, warm, helpful, friendly, fun, laid back, professional. We've got the green, health, wellness, efficiency, optimization, performance, collaboration. We've got the purple, the seriousness, the transformation, passion, preparedness, confidence, revitalization, renewal. And then we have the orange mustard, which is caring, community, compassion, consideration, collaboration, and empathy. Their core goals are corporate transformation, personal transformation, to improve overall corporate health and well-being, as well as to have a win-win scenario for both the staff and the company. Then we did a SWOT analysis. This looks at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths, been in business for 12 years, run by a healthcare professional, a pharmacist. I actually have to put her credentials there. Great reviews online, good reputation, lots of social proof and credibility, a team of highly educated, skilled consultants. Again, this is all stuff they can use on their website, in their messaging, in their videos, on their Canva posts. Just keep reiterating this stuff because this is how you ingrain a brand in society. It's by repeating the same consistent message over and over and over again, highlighting your strengths, etc. All right, so the weaknesses: limited capital, no strategy, blah, 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 doesn't matter right now. Opportunities to get funding. There's a growing need in DEI, again, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Growing needs in hybrid workforces and how to make that transition. People don't want to go back to work full-time anymore, as well as database training. You're going to see in a minute that one of the threats are people, again, when I did my research, people will say, well, you know, employees aren't really changed and we don't really make any money, so it's a waste of time and training. And you have to know these things in advance to combat them in your messaging and your marketing, to sort of quell it before it even starts, right? So anyway, database training, the reason I'm including that is because it is a growing need in HR, in human resources. And so for her to be touting herself as such, as well as using that in her content on her blog, doing white papers, reports, case studies, people are interested in database. So if people think she'll come and look at the numbers and then create a plan from that, that's great. Opportunities, again, growing industries are looking for leadership. They want to do internal promotions. They want to promote from within. There's increased stress for remote work, law firms, call centers, SaaS, which stands for service as software as a service. So like MailChimp or anything that's software as a service. Those are all usually remote positions. There's an opportunity for her to create a masterclass that people can take, or a webinar can be free, or she can charge a minimum for it, get people interested, get them to know, like, and trust her, and then introduce her packages and make sales that way. More companies are focusing on work-life balance and empathetic leadership, and she can partner with other companies that can align with Recess. Again, threats, funding, lots of competition, longevity in the market, and unknown. That's all going to change. All right. Now we're going to take a look at the services and products. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I mean, I'm not going to read all of them, but I kind of put the ones that are sort of hot topics now on the left and the ones that everyone's kind of doing on the right. Because again, everyone talks about negotiation, body language, conflict resolution. You can read books on this stuff. So I'm not highlighting those. I'm highlighting what's hot right now. Database training, future-based, future-proofing, DEI, anti-racism, blah, blah, blah. So these are the services and products. These are the trainings that Kristen offers or can find leaders to offer. And that's just a recap of the discovery phase of what we did. All right, now we're going to take a look at company numbers, goals, and motives. Now that we know who she is, the brand DNA, we can take a look at what's next. So again, remember the SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time bound. So to look at this, we reviewed her existing pipeline, assets, revenues, and costs, as well as established her future goals, benchmarks, and motives. Status right now, the company is generating money. Overall, more money has gone in than she's invested more money than the company has returned to her so far. Charges on average about $1,500 for a training session. We increased that because $1,500 is too bottom bargain line, but she didn't have a strong corporate brand before that. But anyway, charges $1,500, costs about $500 for the trainer, and nets $1,000. Now, Kristen, I couldn't find in my notes if that was reversed, but I'm pretty sure you make $1,000 and pay out $500. It's not.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. I make 2/3. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, Yulia, one of the challenges that a lot of small businesses run into, again, because they don't have a chief marketing officer, right, is that they're just like, I got to market my company. I got to market my services and products. I got to market everything because I need to make money. This is a huge mistake. This is not what large corporations do. They will have like a signature product and they have success with that product. They make money and then they invest in other products. So again, when we did Kristen's analysis, these are the 4 things that she offers, the 4 ways that she makes money: from recess, from the professional development, from continuing education, as well as offering in-person flu clinics. So again, another thing that's unique to Maptum, because I've done my competitive research, I know no other marketing company does this, is we take a look at all of the services and products that they offer, and we try to rate them, or we get a score for them by looking at these different different areas. So, in all of these things, how much control do you have? How easy is it? How quick is it? How profitable is it? Is it painless? Does it bring you joy? And then once we map that out, we get a score. And what we do is we take the one with the highest score, and that's what we market first. So rather than market recess and all these other things, we're going to market this one thing first, get success here, because as you'll see, each individual thing, if you do it correctly, is quite robust, right? So focus on one thing that makes you the most amount of money, brings the most amount of joy, is the easiest to control. We'll market that. Once there's success there, you can market the other things, and you'll already have a template, sort of, for how to market other things. Anyway, again, those the criteria. Can you control it? Is it easy, quick, profitable, painless, least amount of work, brings you joy, least dependencies? That means, you don't have to wait for this person to do this before you can do that, Like that takes too long. So again, here's the same thing. Most profitable, most joy, least amount of work, et cetera, et cetera. So Kristen's goal is to make $250,000 a year. Market research says that the going rate now is $1,000 to $10,000. We are positioning her as high-end educated professional experts, promise transformation, but they are new to the market. So we had to price her high-end pricing without pricing herself out of the market, yet positions HCS as the go-to respected leader. Now, to hit those numbers, again, this is just some extra stuff that I threw in because I was telling Kristen, I don't know how to do a half-assed job. Like I had to do it all the way. Plus, I'm going to be using this as, a template for other people. Like, I don't know, but like the level and depth that we've gone here too, in terms of the strategy, is not something a regular, normal marketing company will give you. So when we took a look, because she wants to, let me go back here, wants to make $250,000 a year. Okay, so based on the positioning and the pricing, I'm going to say if you want a one-time training from our experts who are in the field, who are going to come to you with the latest research, not old information, that's $5,500. I don't know, Kristen, whatever, you can work that out, how many hours that is it a full day, half day, whatever. I'm just responsible for the numbers. Okay, so Yulia told Kristen it's better to sell it in packages, so there's consistency, develop relationships. It's not like a one-off, right? So obviously the goal is to incent them to buy longer packages, and obviously scale of economics is going to go down. So if they want to do a one-time training, it's $5,500. If they want to do it twice a year, every 6 months, it's $4,500. So that's like $9,000 for the year. If they want 3 trainings a year, that's one every quarter, maybe summer, spring, winter, fall, whatever. It's $3,500 per session, $10,500 annually, 4 times a year, 25, blah, blah, blah. So you can see how that works. Then all you have to do now, Kristen, again, this is some extra that I threw in there for you that I would never normally do, but I love you so much. Now, this is a big secret, big cat's meow here. This is like the strategic corporate part of it. We've broken down these, and then we'll just continue the rest next week if we run out of time. And Kristen, I couldn't email it to you because it's so big, but you should have gotten an invite from Google, but I can send it to you again, and your social media calendar that I showed you last week is also in there. So you can always go in and fiddle with this stuff later. We will continue next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're just not even, well, we're maybe halfway through. I don't know. But anyway, so again, this is just something Kristen can take really quickly. If you're selling, 1, 2, 3 packages a year, how much it is per session, and then how much it would be per year, how many sales you have to make in the year at this price to hit 250,000. So each one of these on their own, the way I've set it up, will hit 250,000. Obviously, if you do a mix of them, you will make up this amount or, more. But I'm just pretending if you were only to make 250,000 selling the basic package, you would need to sell 45 in a year. That's 4 in a month. That's 45 companies. And this is the part that's people don't know. This is what's going to help you with the strategy. There is about a 1% conversion rate in the marketplace, regardless of industry. What that means is if 100 people see your offer, see your website, see your social media, see your video, see your pamphlet, anything, if 100 people see them, 10 people, 90 people are going to ignore them. 10 people might pick up the brochures. Of those 10 people, 9 are going to be like, yeah, okay, this is not the right time, not interested, don't have enough money. 1 person will buy. There's a 1% conversion rate. So what that means is in a month, this is going to help you with executing everything that's in this plan. That means that if you need to hit 45 companies, is this a month? No, this is a year. You need to have 4,500 leads, right? This is per leads or month. I have to see if I wrote this right. But anyway, you're basically going to get a 1% conversion rate. So you need to have, is this per month? 2.5. I think I made a little bit of mistake here. But anyway, the conversion numbers hold. So at a 1% conversion rate, if you need 27 sales, you need 2,700 leads. 270 of those people will be interested, but only 27 are going to convert. Same thing here. If you want to sell 24 at a conversion rate of 1%, 2,400 people need to see your brochure, download your white paper, get on your email list in order for you to hit these targets. So that's just something you can take a look at later. I'm going to go because I think I mixed up the monthly and the annual, but anyway, I'll take a look at that. All right. And then we'll cover one more section. And then Kristen, if you have any questions, or Yulia, if you have any questions, you can let me know. And then we'll look at the second half of this next week. Again, I know it's robust, but this is a corporate level marketing plan that I have done and would give, any corporation. And it is in the folder. Yulia, I'll give you access to it as well, if you want to take a look at it. But anyway, so that was just the company review of the goals and motives. And now, competitive research and analysis. These are some of her direct competitors. No big deal. We don't have to spend a lot of time on that. Indirect competitors would be alternative choices other than having someone come in to train. You could have in-house solutions, do it yourself, look at YouTube training, or some companies have this employee assistance program. So if your employees aren't doing well, there are social workers and counselors that they're referred to. Money comes out of their paycheck, and companies will sort of match it. So those were her indirect competitors. When we looked at the differentiation, again, there are lots of employee training companies, but I put this wrong. Healthcare Solutions is more sophisticated. They have a higher level of education and training experts. So I'm positioning them as the go-to choice for cutting edge techniques that work, current stuff, because these are the leaders, these are the masters, these are the PhDs, these are people doing the research, writing the papers that other trainers are reading and then going and giving them. So they're the first ones on the field. That can be a selling point, saying the information we're giving you is not outdated. It's not like a paper from 2 years ago. This just came out of we just did this study last week, right? And then lastly, I'll go over sort of the new brand and then we'll leave it there. So this is the brand construction. Again, the brand construction is based on everything that I just went over, her unique, the core, the unique position in the marketplace, what's going on with competition, strengths, history, blah, blah, blah. That's what creates the brand. And then next week, we'll talk about executing the brand in strategy. Anyway, so now we're going to look at the brand story, brand quadrant, positioning pillars. There's a brand questionnaire, taglines, and differentiators. So again, Kristen's brand story. You really care about people. People deserve to live healthful lives. I could have written healthy, but I wanted to write healthful lives. People deserve access to healthcare. Wellness should be affordable and accessible. You can really make a difference when you care, and it's important to help people live better lives. That is the brand story. Simple, clear. This is how she came to be. This is what she believes. This is what the company is built and based on. From a corporate perspective, her brand story is also that you can help people live better lives by providing access to education and training. Education and training are more effective when fun. It's important to have fun at work. Happier people make happier employees, and happier employees mean more production and profitability. So HCS, helping companies succeed by helping companies succeed by helping people succeed. It's really all about the people. Again, those are little taglines that can be used in videos, on, quote cards, whatever. Now we're going to go over the brand quadrant. That's just where she is on an X and Y axis based on two different factors. So again, based on the research, it's kind of low tech and high touch, even though it's like virtual offerings. It's with people, so they're not just training videos. It's interactive, so it is still high touch. It's also high price. It's high price because it's high expertise with high customization. The reason that customization is bolded there and underlined is because that could have been another factor on which I placed HCS on the quadrant, but I chose two other factors. So there's high touch and low touch, as you can see, high touch and low touch, and then there's low price and high price. So again, this is looking at the competition where other people fall. And again, from a competitive perspective, Yulia, I don't know if you'll remember this in the class that I taught, but I said you can look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats and use competitive information to your advantage, right? So we know that Kristen's looking for companies that want high touch, high value, and they don't mind the higher ticket, right? And she could be like, look, you could, if price is a concern for you, no problem. You can just send all of your employees to YouTube because you don't have to pay anything for that, but you also won't get the customization, blah, blah, blah. So we have her here on the brand quadrant, as well as information she can use in marketing herself, as well as positioning and differentiating herself from these competitors. So example, the employee assistance program, it is high touch because you get to talk to a counselor. It's low price because it comes out of your stuff, but then they don't get, they don't necessarily get the same level of expertise or whatever. But this is just a visual look at where she is in the marketplace compared to competitors, and the features on which she can talk about her brand: high touch, high price, high expertise. The brand position: expert corporate professional trainers, thought leaders in the industry, highly educated, high-end, higher priced, because we get results, we're transformative, and we have fun. The world's leading go-to global expert, and yes, I put world's and global in there twice on purpose, and also specialist in DEI, database training, hybrid work. Again, your pillars: friendly, knowledgeable, achieve-oriented, and service-oriented. You can use these colors in your brand. Your brand promise is thorough intake and needs analysis, personalized and expert customization solutions, transformative results, quarterly check-ins, positioning and preparation for the future, gets results that positively impact profits. So this is a quick brand promise: transforming your corporate vision into reality, the employees you want, the solutions you seek, future you're prepared for. Again, quick, easy, very not like the beginning stuff, professional development for fun and education. I hope both of you guys are seeing like the difference here. Another brand promise: expert guidance, transformative results, customized training by professionals, happy, productive people equal future predictable profits. The feeling of her brand: clean, fun, contemporary, colorful, casual. I think we've demonstrated that. And these are other things we're gonna have to work on later. These are authorized kind of images based on the industry. These are sort of authorized vector images. You want to have a mix of real life images and vector images in your marketing. There we are again. These are the brand colors with the codes. So all your graphic designers, your videographers, everything will always be on brand. I always use the example of McDonald's. McDonald's yellow arches do not change in color from city to city, from province to province, from continent to continent. They are consistent. That is the way professionals done. Also, Kristen, I threw in some music here for you. The music around your brand on your videos, whatever, should be uplifting, future-based, inspirational, professional. You can click on these links to hear the sounds that I picked for you. And yeah, I think that's it. Next week, we'll do audience stuff, and we can get into the specifics of the annual calendar. Yay! So, Kristen, does that make sense? Did I capture everything okay? Are you happy with
Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And Yulia, do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, could I ask Christine?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, because the plan looks just like awesome and wonderful. But can I ask you, like, from your perspective as like customer, how are you going to implement it?
I don't know yet. I just want to hear the whole scope of what Nikembe has in mind, and then once everything is laid on the table, I'll be able to see what are the recommended strategies, and that'll help me determine what's the next best steps. So I'm not sure until I see it all. I can't decide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough information. So this is just the back, because it's a lead up, like, because her social media plan for the year is all worked out. Her annual plan is already worked out. I just didn't get to show it to you guys in the presentation. But this is the foundation of how all the other stuff you're going to see next week, how it came to be, Yulia, and how it was formatted and formulated. So does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, because like it's like really a great job you've done. I just, like, to be honest, was like a little
How
bit.
am I going to get it done? I don't know. I have to see
you
it
have
first.
not
That's
even
a good
seen
question.
this is not even the magic. This is just the foundation. Like when you see, because we have like 365 days of posts. Let me just quickly tell you. Oh my God. Do you have 5 minutes, Kristen? Do you have 5 minutes?
I have a podcast that's starting in like 20 minutes, and I need to prep for that real quick. I'm sorry.
No, well, because you're in such demand, because you're such an expert. Of course, I know you have to.
This is one thing after another.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're happy with it. Again, I always thank you for the opportunity, because this is what I enjoy, and I'm going to use it as a template for other, like, I'm going to charge mad money for it. So I like going through it. But yeah, we'll pick up on the actual nitty-gritty details of the execution. You can ask questions, and then you'll also see their next steps, because I will obviously, as a business, say, hey, Kristen, we'll do it for you. You know what I mean? So those are all sort of like next steps. So Yulia, I'm going to let you go. We still have our 10:30 meeting tomorrow. Kristen, you are the bomb.com. I'm going to be in Delaware
You are.
on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. So let's.
Yes, so we'll connect then. Yep, I have that on my calendar. So.
Good luck with your podcast.
Okay.
Yulia, I hope you learned a lot, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Yulia, and Kristen, you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
Bye-bye,
much. See
guys.
you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.